So getting to know the self and wanting to see through the eyes of God, right? Wanting to be one with the self comes with pure intention. And that pure intention is anchored in love, you know? Spirituality is not magic. Spirituality is not spell work and using your beliefs and intentions to get back at other people or to harm anybody or to bend anybody towards your will. It has nothing to do with that. That is the idea of punishment and separation and greed, you know? And the only motives behind doing these things is fear. Fear of our inadequacies, fear of loss, fear of death, fear in whatever form it takes. But we know that they are not real, they are illusions. You know, that feeling of being powerful, the feeling of needing that control. All these things are egoic. What it is amplifying the voice of the intuition. Your intuition is your connection to source. And one might ask, like, how do I get in touch with my intuition? How do I know it's my intuition and not my fears or an egoic desire? And that is highly personal. You know, that's not a straightforward answer, because the divine is going to connect to you in the way it knows you best, right? The divine knows you best, and the divine is going to know how to connect with you. So nobody can give you your exact, you know, step by step. This is how you connect to to spirit, you know. But you can try by doing more of the things that make you feel at peace. You know what I'm saying? Being present with yourself, being in the moment, and stilling the mind. But it's not stilling the mind to like focus on emptying your mind, but kind of just like being with yourself in the moment, right? Not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past, but being with yourself, maybe feeling your body in the moment, right? Feeling the sensations in your body, feeling the energy flowing through your body, or breathing techniques, you know? And you can start exploring your interest in certain topics, right? Certain topics that you're curious about. Reading books or watching videos, just going through within that rabbit hole, right? And even, or especially being curious to the happenings in your life. Like, why are situations happening the way they are, right? Kind of tuning in to the situations in your life from like an objective point of view, you know? And those things lead to like further questioning of the self. And as you start to learn new concepts or ideas, you can write out how you understand it for yourself, right? And what feels right to you. And throughout the investigation, throughout you understanding, throughout the whole thing, just start asking your spirit guides questions, you know? There's no real way to explain it, but just connect to that internal feeling and start asking questions. If that feels crazy or dumb to you, just continue doing it, right? Because I don't really know what to tell you if that's the case, because I've been talking to spirit since I was young, you know what I'm saying? And what I can tell you is that they're there. That is real. It's not a gimmick. It's not fake, you know? And as you ask those questions, you will receive answers as signals and signs and symbols in the way you understand it the best, right? Not in anybody else's way of understanding, but the way that you connect to spirit personally. Because again, spirit knows how to connect to you personally. We are all of a larger existence, and we're all connected. And it only takes for you to tune into that connection. You know, there's that feeling inside where we can tune in, you know? And this connection doesn't end. It doesn't turn off or anything like that. So you can speak to spirit at any point in time. And, you know, when you're doing anything, you know what I'm saying? And it's an internal conversation. You don't have to speak outwardly. So at any point in time, just know that the presence of spirit is there, you know? And as you commune more and more with spirit, that relationship becomes deeper, becomes tighter. Not because it needs to be developed or you need to prove yourself, but because that is where your focus is going. You know what I'm saying? You're taking your whole self, you know, your whole trust and focus out of this outer world and turning it to the actual world, the real source of existence. And coming with this pure intention, you're allowing yourself to be utilized by the divine, right? So that protection is there. We are love. We are that pure intention. So anything outside of that is a falseness. It's not real. And your pure intention is that choice, right? Because if your heart is not pure, if your intention is not pure, you're choosing the other side. You're choosing the ego. You're choosing that fear. So I would definitely say the basis of the journey back to self is pure intention. And that, coupled with your desire to get to know the self, is going to be enough. Spirit will meet you there. Because it's not like we'll be forsaken if we choose otherwise, but it's more like we forsake the self if we choose otherwise. Then we're choosing to live within the cycles of delusion. We're choosing to actualize the vicious attacks and viciousness of the ego, you know, that we experience constantly and we suffer through constantly. Because that's what we've chosen as real for ourselves, right? But choosing the journey back to self is choosing the opposite of that, right? It's choosing that peace. It's choosing that love that we are, the actual truth of our reality.